Today, I bring a very important theme to all dog owners: how to teach your little four-legged friend to pee and poop in the right place. If you have ever experienced the frustration of finding unwanted surprises in the house, you know how fundamental this training is for harmonious coexistence between us and our pets. Identifying possible causes, explanation of the reasons why puppies may have difficulties. Before we begin, it is essential to understand the possible causes that lead dogs to have difficulties in doing their needs in the right place. Some factors can contribute to this, such as lack of puppy training, health problems, anxiety, or even the lack of a proper routine. Establishing a feeding routine and walking times, the importance of a consistent routine. One of the first steps to success in this training is to establish a consistent routine for your dog. This includes fixed times for food and sightseeing. When dogs have a well-established routine, it is easier to predict when they will need to do their needs and take them to the proper place. Choosing the right place, tips for selecting an appropriate place for the dog to make his needs. Now that we understand the importance of routine, it's time to choose the right place for your dog to pee and poop. Choose a quiet place, easily accessible and available whenever your pet needs. It is important that the place is away from the area where you usually spend more time, such as the living room, for example. Training techniques, demonstration of effective techniques such as positive reinforcement and verbal command association. Now to the training techniques that really work. One of the most effective is positive reinforcement, which consists in rewarding your dog whenever he does his needs in the right place. In addition, it is important to associate verbal commands, such as pee or poop, so that your pet learns to recognize these words and make his needs when listening to the commands. Dealing with errors and setbacks, guidelines on how to react and the dog does his needs in the wrong place. During training, it is normal for your dog to make some mistakes and do his needs in the wrong place. At such times, it is important not to scold him aggressively. Instead, gently grab his attention and immediately take him to the right place. Remember that patience is key in this process. Reinforcing successes, how to reward the dog when he needs it in the right place. Presenter A. Now, let's talk about the importance of reinforcing the correctness of your dog. Whenever he pees or poops in the proper place, it is essential to reward him immediately. This can be done with affection, verbal compliments, or even with special snacks. This positive gratification will help your pet associate the desired behavior with the reward, encouraging him to repeat it. Patience and persistence, the importance of being consistent and continuing with training. Training to teach your dog to pee and poop in the right place requires patience and persistence. It is essential to be consistent with routines, verbal commands, and rewards. Remember that each dog has its own learning time, and some may take longer than others. Be patient and keep training, because the results will come with time. Extra tips and practical tricks, additional suggestions to facilitate the training process. Before we wrap up, I'd like to share some extra tips and practical tricks to make your dog's training process easier. One of them is to observe the signs that he gives when he needs to do his needs, such as smell the ground or get restless. When identifying these signs, immediately take it to the correct location. Another tip is to use specific products, such as hygienic mats or synthetic grass, to delimit the space where your dog can do his needs. This can help in associating the proper location. Closing, recap of key tips and encouragement for dog owners to persist in training. We have reached the end of our video, and I hope that the tips and techniques presented have been useful to you. To recap, we saw the importance of establishing a routine, choosing the right place, using effective training techniques, dealing with mistakes and reinforcing the successes of your dog. Remember to have patience and persistence, as training takes time. And do not forget to check out the first comment, where I left a link to a site where you can get a complete guide to obedience for dogs. In addition, I invite you to subscribe to our channel, Pet for Tips, to receive more tips and information on pet care. I thank everyone for the audience, and until the next video.